Hey. I think this is working. Let me see here. I think this is working. Let me see here. I think this is working. Huh, it's looping now, that's fun. Okay. So I'm gonna wait a bit here. I did say that this would start at 1. I just want to make sure everything is working as intended. I'll probably get started in a bit here. It's only 12:47, starting like 10 minutes early, 15 minutes early. I got everything I need here. I have my dial caliper. I got a box of detail kits, detail parts and shells down there, any references that I need. I got my books. Over here I got Electric Railway Dictionary by Rodney Hitt, and a bunch of these manufacturers catalog archive books, books 6 through 18. I have the others, but these are the only ones that would be relevant for what I'm doing here today. I got, in no particular order, Baldwin Westinghouse Volume 1, Electric Locomotives, Heisler Locomotives, Mining Locomotives of Ironton and GE, Vulcan Locomotives, Ingersoll Rand, Plymouth, and Lima Locomotive Works, Superpower Steam Locomotives, high pressure and articulated, simple articulated, none of that Malay junk. Just, yeah. Ready enough, though, I'd say. We might as well go ahead and start. In just a bit here. Yeah, okay. So, welcome. Welcome all. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have never streamed before, but I do have some new tools in my possession, software and hardware. So this is just kind of a natural progression of that, I suppose. Figuring out everything. I did take a not a graphic design, but I did take a Photoshop class, and now I have a Photoshop-like software. So I'm playing with that. Also doing this now. So, but yeah, so I do have some projects that I already want to do. Mainly I'm going to be working on the Oskaloosa class. I want to do some modification to, not necessarily modification, but I want to be able to do more with that shell, because like I'll bring it up here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But essentially right now the issue is, I bring it up, I have so many like shells and detail parts, and there you are. I'm not going to be modifying this shell extensively at all, really. I just want to make some things for it. Because here it is right now. It is primarily a heavy electric, similar to the EP1s on the Milwaukee Road and other, stuff like that, other locomotives like that. Not GE, Great Northern had some other locomotives similar to this, powering over mountains and what have you. But I want to modify this, or not this, but modify its roof, because I want to make it so if you didn't want that, or if you didn't need that, you could also use it as a early oil electric. Because if you look at some of the early oil electrics in this Ingersoll Rand book, you will see some pretty large oil electrics. I guess early mainline diesels were more or less just giant versions of the little ALW box cabs. Yeah, here it is. Let me get that book. This is book 17. Yeah, these are all by Silver Lake Images. They are very good books. And you can't see this, but a lot of the early mainline electrics are huge box cabs with either rigid frames, with trucks similar to the electric locomotives at the time, with just a big power plant stuffed inside. So, I'm going to be designing some new radiators that will be able to go on both the normal ALW box cab shells that I produce and the what was it? Yeah, just the shells, the ALW shells. They already have a radiator design, but I want to put together some other radiator designs, and then from there, be able to use them on this and some other projects in the near future. Maybe the old box cab shells, the standard ones. We'll also get those as an option. But for now, I'm just going to be making those new radiators. I'm going to get some more reference photos and stuff probably. And then I'm going to come back to this, cut this whole rectangular feature off, maybe, or at least as much as I want to, and then start anew on this using the reference information I can get from these books and some other sources online. So we'll go with that. So I'm going to start fresh here. Don't want to save that, but I'm going to start new. Front plane. Trying to think here, how should I go about this? I think the best way is I'm going to start out with a very basic shape, and then I'm just going to cut it as I need. There's a lot of different ways to go about what I'm about to do here. So let me just try to find... Oh, hang on, I know where there's another box cab shell, but it's not in here, of course. Right, hopefully that's the only time I'll have to leave during this entire thing. Okay. So I'm looking at what reference images I have here. And this particular one, it's the one where it's what you're seeing on a lot of larger versions of these box cabs. The kind of tube in the center, and there's these big boxes where I think I assume is the air intakes, and then there's a big coil in the center, and then it goes down to the engine, I presume. Where's the exhausts? Oh, there. There's not very many good photos of them, in all honesty. But there's also this prototype at New York Central 1550. The oil electric locomotive. And it's got none. Or at least none that I can see. And I'm still going to design these. It's a 750 horsepower unit. IR. Okay, the IR oil engine is a vertical 6-cylinder 4-cycle single acting variable speed type with direct fuel oil injection. It doesn't say anything about cooling. That's fine, you don't need it. Yeah, those are definitely some very early intakes. It's hard to tell. Okay, no, that's actually a pretty good reference. I'm gonna start now. I dropped the book. Do we have a bookmark? I have this SD card. That's a good bookmark. I think I'm gonna start with I have 11 millimeters. Why not? It is 1 o'clock now. We are at the starting time. When I actually said it was going to be started. I'm always a bit of a hurry up and wait kind of guy. But from what I've seen, most streams are like that. So. Yeah, I know. I'll be honest, I do find it extraordinarily impressive how they've managed to take direct photographs of every single like subassembly and component in these locomotives except for the one I'm after. That's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to share this copy. We are starting. Nice. Okay. So I think the best way to go about this... Why am I doing it like this? Okay, hang on. I can get these to behave as I intend them to. About 190. I think that would be good. Yeah, that's fine, probably. So the center is 11 millimeters, I've decided. I think those can be maybe... Yeah, 9 millimeters for HO scale, that's fine. Okay, I see, I get it, I understand. I just got a really good glimpse of this photo, and I think I am enlightened. But gosh, does that angle look aggressive? Maybe I can go 185, eh? Well, it wouldn't be that big of a problem if this was down here. If I was starting from the bottom, but I'm starting from the top instead. Let's see. Usually when I'm just starting a design, that's the hardest part of this. Just trying to get a grip of where you are in relation to the part here. Because I don't have a reference, a good reference for you here of what I'm doing. Maybe I can find one. I bet I can. Box cab. What I'm doing here, there's a lot of those Ingersoll Rand box cabs, and all of them seem to have the same radiator design, but that's not entirely true. I wonder if I have it in here. Hang on. Yeah, sure, just open that over there. Let's be here. No, it's not that one. Here, I'll just start saving a bunch of different pictures. And then I'll... Is that it? That's not what I wanted. Yes, here we go. So, you've already, if you've looked at ALW's shell kits before, you probably have seen the Alco box cab that I do. That one is normal, I guess, but there's these others that have this this here shape of radiator instead of the kind of pipe thing, like gosh, what am I trying to say here? You know, there's a lot of different radiator designs for these things. So here's this one where you got these pipes that go around like that. But this one has these big like intakes that have these kind of filters over them, and then they have this big old tube up here, right there, and then that goes down into the engine, or at least, you know, that's where the cold air comes in. So I gotta make these boxes in order to do that. And then I'm gonna make the tube on the inside, try to get it proportional in relation to these, which are the what you see the best. And I got one on the front page, or at least the cover of this book here. So I'm going to use that for what reference I can get. I probably should put these together though. I really don't want to though. So what I'm going to do is put them together down here. That way they're at least a solid model, more or less. But it's not going to get in the way later on. So this will be the main kind of shape, I guess, for now. Makes it simpler. Am I gonna do 20 millimeters? I don't think they should be that big. There's probably some die-cast version of these out already, but I don't care. I need these for ALW. So 15 millimeters is probably good. So basically what I'm going to be doing is, the reason I'm making these is because I want to have more radiator options for the box cabs. And I'm also doing it because I want to modify the Oskaloosa. Not completely modify it, but I want it to be similar to the ALW 28 tonners and ALW 78 tonners, where the shell kits for those, they're freelance designs, but they are supposed to be, they're supposed to have as much surface detail as you can put on a shell like that without it being a specific prototype. So that way you can use them for freelance shop builds, you know, or just in general some kind of special order locomotive. What General Electric does, for example, I do have examples of that I can bring up. Here they are. So this photo was taken by Adam Burns. It was on American Rails. This is the Milwaukee's EP1s, obviously. And it is built by General Electric. And it's very distinct for Milwaukee. And if you took one of these and painted it for your freelance, someone would come over there, look at it, point at it, and be like, oh yeah, that's a Milwaukee Road EP1 that you painted for your freelance. It is not a, you know, generic locomotive like a, you know, GP30 where you can get away with repainting it scot-free. And people are like, oh yeah, that's the GP3, you know, GP30. These are designed specifically, they are super distinctive for that railroad. I'm going to bring up another few photos of some other General Electric locomotives. It does look very similar to the EF1 or the EP1, but it's very not. It's got a third truck. It's lengthwise it's different. It's got different pans on it. Pilots different. Everything is different. And if you took one of these and painted it for your freelance, that would also be, yes, that's a Mexican Railways, you know. I actually don't know what these are. I need to do research on that because I have these. These are cool. You know, you can't, when it comes to electrics at least, you cannot just take one. You can't take a GG1 and repaint it. People make fun of you for doing that on the internet. So the ALW 78 tonners, Oskaloosa class, they are designed to be kind of blank slates for freelancers. So when you want to do like shop builds or railroad specific locomotives for your freelance, you do have an option, and it's ALW stuff. So what you do if you want a little shop switcher or something for your, you know, railroad, little 28 tonner, put some unique little big exhaust stacks on it, air tanks, make it look really chunky. Put your railroad on it, and no one can tell you that it's a specific locomotive. With the 78 tonners, it's something very similar. You know, they are a very generic high tonnage steeple cab that, you know, you could modify with a bunch of details and different configurations, and it's either a shop build or a, you know, Apogee Locomotive Works built electric locomotives for your roster, stuff like that. And with the Oskaloosa class, it is primarily a heavy electric. So you could put, you know, air tanks in various configurations, put pantographs on in various configurations, but I wanted to do some more with it. And if you look at some reference documentation from Ingersoll Rand, you will see that some of the early oil electrics that they've made for mainline purpose are just giant versions of their Alco GEIR, you know, the box cabs that you see everywhere on early, you know, for early diesel locomotives. They basically are just those giant electrics that you see, but instead of having pans on them or all that stuff on the roof, they have just, you know, nothing except for the exhaust stacks for the giant power plant that they use, which somehow still only generates 750 horsepower, and, you know, some radiators, maybe some tanks for cooling stuff. So, but anyway, I want to be able to make a new roof for that kit. So that way, instead of it, if you don't want it to be an electric, if you don't model electric, maybe you model early, like an early, you know, oil, like an early mainline railroad or something that does passenger, but you want to do something unique that isn't steam, even though you're modeling, you know, early. You want a big oil electric for some reason. I want the Oskaloosa to be that option, or at least one of those options. So right here we have a kind of the first bit of that radiator design. Where'd I put it? That reference photo. I know I got it here somewhere. I've already lost it. Fascinating. I'm sure I got another one here. Oh. Oh. Well, this is even better. Here's one being rebuilt. Yes. Look at that. This design of radiator. Big ol' rectangle intakes. Rectangular intakes goes to a big drum up here. Not there, up here. I don't have very much reference information, but seeing these, that's pretty cool. That's some good detail information. Actually, how square was that? Not too. Okay, probably doing it right. One more time, I just want to look at that. Okay. So, let's see. Now, I'm going to start. I want to get these as correct as possible first. Probably the best way is just to not do a square, but do all the shapes. Oh boy. 180. Okay. What do you mean? It doesn't need to be driven. Why would it be driven? Make it, what do you think? Maybe 4 millimeters from there? No. 2. 1, you know, 0.2. 0.80. Yeah. 40? Oh, 80. 0.80. From there, 80. And that's pretty square. Oh, wait. No, that doesn't work. That is the wrong side to dimension it from. As it goes up. Come on, work with me here. Fine. 0.80. Beautiful. And then in the photograph here for my reference, this is one of my references, but it's the closest one I can get. Looks like it has a small bend there. Kinda. So I'm trying to think here. What's the best way to... 0.30 is probably a good... There are 150,000 different ways to probably design this. That's probably good. Or is that exaggerated? I think that's exaggerated. Hang on. Because I'm trying to do this right here. But no. I mean, I want to say it's probably like an inch or 2 inches of... That goes 2 inches out. Something closer to that probably is better. And then we're gonna... Why does it want to go at 100? There, and maybe there. Yeah, that looks good. There is that line of rivets along there. So this is bolted on, and I kind of want to simulate that. Gosh, it does look like it's in very, it's just way too small. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to adjust all of these dimensions a bit. And these are 60. And 60. 60. 60. There we go. Does that look any better? Yes-ish. I want to make a... Oh, right. There. I'll come around there and then use that to kind of define that one. There we go. And now I got to do another one for what I want to do here. I've always been hyper conscious of trying to model panel lines and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do here is try to replicate that by cutting out the more of the box. I will admit that when I design stuff in CAD for trains, I take all the, you know, courtesy stuff for revision and I just throw it in the trash. So any ideologies that most engineers usually have when designing stuff for CAD, make sure, you know, everything isn't dependent on like everything else and what have you. All that goes out the window immediately when I design stuff for trains because, I don't know, I just get into a kind of a design flow, I guess. And instead of making this thing for... I'm the only one who's going to handle these files usually. So, there. So now... This looks like a bolt flange for this piece. And I'm going to have to fix these sharp corners around here because, I mean, they're there, but it looks like this whole feature here is smaller than this. Like there's a big flange around here than this bolts on. So this will be addressed, but for now, this is fine. I'm going to go ahead and start putting in the bolts. bolt patterns for this, and I don't know how. Yeah, they're probably bolts and not rivets. It's hard to tell sometimes, but yeah. Don't know how big these are, but I have an idea of what they should be. Give me that center line there. Put it 10. And 10. Perfect. This will be also quite difficult. Not too difficult, actually. What am I saying? But it will be kind of weird. There's not very many opportunities for me to design sideways or at an angle. I mean, gosh, that doesn't look right at all. Whatever, it's fine for now. Once I start putting more of these. Problem is that is parallel, but I don't like how low it is. That's quite... I don't like that. But I'm also going to add more rivets. 0.5. There. Yeah. What did I make this? Hang on. I'm drawing a blank here because this one doesn't have a center point. So I'm going to create one there. And from there it is 0.10. What have I done? I know what I've done. It's supposed to be in relation to this. 10. Yeah. Is this square or is it not? Can't tell. Can't tell. That's fine. I'm just going to, so I don't have to create this all again. I'm going to go from here. I have no idea if that's square either. I think I have to do that again. Yeah, center line's up there. I messed up. Right there. These, no, these. Mirror. What are you doing? Did it try to mirror it? Wow! What did it find? There's a vertice here that it decided to connect to. Uh-oh. Okay, what? Oh, I see. It's connecting there. I gotta select these all individually, at least from there. Yeah, cool. Mirror there. Zero 0.5. Let's make it 90. There's no way. Yeah. Gee, if only I remembered what angle this is at. That would be pretty handy. No, there we go. Flawless. I don't have a center line. I hate it when I'm designing at an angle like this. Makes it so hard to tell if anything actually is square. There. I don't like that one bit. I think it looks like these are way too close to the center. I'll fix those later. I think. Gosh, those don't look right. Just like, because these are what, this is the one I started with. And it looks like it goes down and then up and then, yeah, I don't know though. I'm going to keep these, yeah, 0.10 is fine. I have encountered some people that will be like, no, that won't show up, you know. Resin printers aren't that good, and then they'll proceed to use resin printers to make things that have no detail on them, such as a aircraft, and then here I am, who's been doing this for 4 years, and I don't know. But there's the front bit done, and I'm going to mirror this one over there once I'm done. I'm going to look at that photo again, because this is a really clear photograph of what I'm looking for. So I probably should cut a flange in here, but I'm not sure how deep, or like I don't know how to exaggerate this flange, because I don't know if I should exaggerate that flange. Quite honestly, I can't see the whole thing here, and any of the photos and references that I have. No, 30 is good. Make this a little cut. No, not 0. Funny. Yeah. Let's see. There are cuts. No, there's not. I'll just go ahead and bulldoze this through. Not all the way. Maybe like give me 3 millimeters. I said 3 millimeters to work with, please. Thank you. Even that's quite here. You know what? I'm just going to do this in an intelligent manner, and I'm just going to cut out that much and then insert in everything I need to. So there's supposed to be a filter in here. So there's these big filter boxes. Say air goes in and it goes down. So I think. At least that's what I'm interpreting here. There's not very much material about these particular filters. Are those copper pipes? I can't tell. I keep thinking they're either filters or copper pipes, but considering this is like 1925, this one is marked. I'm assuming that they aren't filters and that they are just copper pipes. That's probably the truth. We don't need to filter engines. I'll just make them out of more brittle iron and then call it a day. I'm going to say they're copper pipes right now and then revise that later down the road if needed, but I really think that they're copper pipes. So I'm just going to make some arbitrary dimensioned cylinder here. Something that seems appropriate. Let me actually, I do have, at least I should have, another set of those radiators in this box of random detail parts that I brought over specifically in case I needed them. And I bet I don't have it. That'd be really funny. Ah! No, that's a roof. And I don't have the file. Well, I do have the file available, but whatever. It's probably something like 1.5 millimeters. That's way too big, actually. So what we're going to do is ignore me and go with 1 millimeter. And it's going to be 5 in? No. 4. 6. 0.60. And then maybe that's going to cause zero thickness geometry. I already know it. 0.40 then. The irony is not lost on me of me recording this on what would have been the day after the St. Louis RPM meet that I didn't go to this year. But hopefully next year I will be better equipped. So it's not a loss, I don't think. When it comes to... Whoa, hang on. There we go. Jeez, I have no idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can count. These need to be way smaller. .80. That'll do. And I'm going to try that pattern again. Wait, do I have to edit the sketch again? Sure. And then 80. Stop breaking, please. Yeah, I know that's not entirely square, but sure hope this doesn't break. I think I made these 15 millimeters long. Doesn't seem like it. Maybe 14. Yes. Of course it would be zero thickness geometry. Where at? Found it. Found it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to fix that now. That's fine. I'm gonna have to do something actually intelligent here. Hang on. Maybe there. And then go across. I'm gonna need a reference plane also if I'm gonna do this. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to make this one part. So instead of a bunch of these circles that are colliding into each other and causing problems, I'm just going to, let's see. Yeah. Is that? No. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pattern this. Oh no, it's decided that. Pattern this, please. Yeah, right there, actually. That's fine. I can't get to that other one now, so. Yeah, that's just there now. I'll worry about that later. Dread. This is unorthodox, but I'll be deleting this later. Now it's an arc. From there, why won't you remain square with the line? Whatever. Yeah. Good. Finally. Jeez. And then there. There. The stuff it makes you do just to avoid any problems. Nope. That one broke. Try it again. It honestly does not need to be this accurate. We are in micron territory right now. What I'm doing right here is way over the top and ridiculous. But I'm almost done, so it's too late. Where am I? Right there. Perfection. Okay. So now I'm going to delete these circles, right? Bop, 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 and bop. Can delete this ugly line and that mistake, and now we have this feature here that is right there, and then I can connect them like that, and then proceed doing this. 14.5 millimeters. Oh please, no. Where's the zero? Okay, where is it now? Actually, probably right there. I'm gonna exaggerate that then. It's just something that SolidWorks does, and if you merge it like that. Also, it probably didn't help that these did not actually connect. Sure, we'll go with that. Now it'll work. 14.50. There. There, see? There, see? Just need to do the rest of it. Actually, this is going phenomenally well, and I'm quite happy. Will not lie, with the lack of information on this specific radiator, I was worried. But it looks like we've done it. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3 of those guys. I have other reference information in these books here, but there's only one that was like real. Some of these things still exist. Still do exist, and so it is handy to have some modern photographs. What the heck? Why is the center there? Am I... Okay, center is there. I pinned it. Center is there. Bring this down here. And this is our center right there. Yes, okay, cool. So 0.10. No, that's too small. I want it to look right. Again, I don't have measurements for this at all. So they are lost to time unless I was able to find one of these with this specific radiator and measure it. But we don't have one of those nearby, so honestly, I'm kind of just going by whatever looks right, and that is not right. You know what? Sure, I want to see what you do. Wow! Thank you for that. Cool. This doesn't need to be 14.50 millimeters. Oh, that's gonna look horrible. Tell you what, I will. Well, actually, wait, because. Oh gosh, did I not finish the? Does that not merge? What and you can't tell because... Here, hang on. Normal 2. What did I do? Whatever, it's microscopic. Anyway, what I wanted to try is this. See if that makes it look better. Yes, okay, good. I was going to do the fillet anyway, but I didn't like how this goes into this seamlessly. There should be a definite seam there. In fact, it actually looks like it goes out some. So maybe, let me delete that because I know it's going to throw errors. Maybe I should also go direction 2 and give it like, I don't know, 0.10 out. Well, if I'm going to do that, then I might as well... I keep thinking that there's like a bevel here, you know? You know what? Just... I'm going to delete this completely. And I'm going to put some fillets in here for my sanity. No. I'm going to do chamfers. A chamfer would look nicer. Will you probably see it in the model? No, you probably won't. But for my sake at least. So the things you gotta... There are so many people who will super detail these little detail parts. I guess it's like they forget. I do this too. Or you like forget that what you're working on is, this is just the radiator, okay? This isn't anything remotely large, but you still detail it like a full locomotive, and then like none of the detail that you put so much work into actually shows up. It's great. It's fantastic. 15. And then delete the old one. Yes, I do want to delete that. And it's error time. No, it's not. Okay. Lovely. Oh, you're gonna do that to me, huh? There. Like that? That looks good. That looks good. I'm going to do some more chamfers here because I think that would look right. It does. And now, because, or, well, shoot. You can't tell. Can't tell. They won't be able to tell. No one is going to be able to see. So I'm going to go ahead and pattern this now. One way. I'm going to go that way. Oof, I don't need 6 of them. And they do need to be remotely similar sized divisions of this. How long did I make it? 14? I think it's 15. I can check and then do the actual math correctly, or I can do that and take a look-see. No, that doesn't look right. Probably... no, 3.5. But that doesn't look right. Here. This. The original extrusion is 15 millimeters exactly on the dot. And presumably this is also perfectly centered, which means if I do basic math, yeah, I'm not sure if that helps me here. .70. No, 3.80. Honestly, 3.80 is probably correct. Lovely. Oh, and the front plane is over there. So I need to create a new plane. Reference geometry that side. And this. Is that square? No. Fantastic. What if I use the not that. This. Now it's square. Interesting. So my math was going to be completely off anyway, because yeah. Alright, so now I can take this pattern and all that, mirror it there, bop. And I don't need this plane anymore. Wait! No, I don't need that plane anymore. I am going to do another one of these on the other side because I can't think of what else would possibly go there. In order to do that, honestly, I probably should have done that previously, but I didn't. I gotta mirror this. So, this guy... this, that, cut there, which is why I couldn't measure it off of this one, because this is dimensionally different from the other one. Or wait a minute. Well, because I'm putting that cut on there also. Right. So now I'm going to mirror that over here. Yeah, that it does the cut. Or it's broken. Geometry pattern? No. Okay. Right. I really don't want to have to repeat this. I'm going to try the other plane, even though I know it's not going to work. I bet it's because the fillets. I bet that's why. So there, there, there. Those rivets. Mirror. Not there. Here. Oh. No, we're not doing that though. There. Error. Yeah. Geometry pattern will fail. Cool. Thank you for that. I'm going to try one more thing here. That cut extrude, okay. And then mirror it on plane 1. What? Disjointed will not be created. I don't want to do that again, but I will if I have to. What else can I work on here? I hope this isn't anything to do with this. It doesn't come up anywhere else. So we'll just pretend that that's not something to worry about. And then, let's see. I might as well mirror what I can. So actually, I want to see if it is a problem with the front and the back. So I'm going to turn on the right plane here. And I want to see how much of this I can mirror. So you. Will you mirror across there? Interesting. Very interesting. Very cool. Thank you. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and delete that mirror and just take all of this up to there and mirror all of it over here, because that seems to work. So I can at least get somewhere. Some chamfered items are no longer in the model. Cool. Here, I'm going to save this. This is getting weird. Last thing I want. Where's H2. I'm going to put this in box cab shells because that's where it's going. So, alright, I'm going to have to do this in multiple mirrors, which I don't like to do. I don't like having 12 different mirrors of various features that could have otherwise been mirrored normally. But sure. Mirror the mirror onto the mirror. Error. Error again. Why? Is it the chamfers? Do you not like the idea of mirroring chamfers? Yeah, you hate that. How about... At this point, what do we even... Mirror? That? Can you do that? You can. I love SolidWorks. It's my favorite software. Why do chamfers and fillets break everything? I don't know. Oh boy. If I mirror you individually, errors. Edit the feature. What? These edges. Keep features. Sure. Maybe I should... Gosh. Alright, fine. I'll do what has to be done. These chamfers are 10. Cool. And this chamfer is also 10. I will go ahead and... Actually, what am I doing? Why don't I just create a plane? Not off this one, but off... Wait. This one. And this one. Okay. Can I see this sketch here? I am not 100% sure if any of those two planes are anywhere near correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new plane. With the second reference directly. There. And why are you giving me an error? Perpendicular, parallel. Perfect. I got it now. I got it now. No. Phew. Wow, for a minute there, I almost did all that for nothing. This. No, I remember what I was doing. This plane now sectioned off there will give me a new center to mirror this onto, and then I'll just mirror it again over there. So linear pattern, direction that way. And they probably could have done this another way, but I'm going to do this the... Lovely. Perfection. Where's that other mirror? This mirror. Can I delete this mirror here? Okay, and then now I can do all this in one go. So, what was it? This cut, that, not that, and this, and that. And then I can mirror all of this on the right plane without any errors. And then I can go back to the chamfers and I can put them all in. Oh no. There. I do wish that manufacturers did have more in general, but of course that's what I'm actively in the process of fixing. So I suppose I don't really have a position to complain because I'm already working on the solution. But I want to know why why manufacturers just make modern stuff. Because the issue is that modern, or at least not modern, sorry, Gen Z model railroaders don't always go for what they see directly outside their window because, for various reasons. There's a lot of other hobbies that are similar to model railroading, but they're all about, maximizing creativity in some way. Like, heck, even Warhammer figures. People put a lot of effort into painting up armies, make them look really nice. Kit modeling, just static kits. Even, did I put that in last time? I can't remember if I put in the sides last time when I did this chamfer. But even kit hobbyists, like, do those little garage kits, they always try to make them decently unique, usually. And freelance is growing because of that. All of a sudden, the whole kind of culture around these kits and, kit building, what have you, started growing, and then all of a sudden model railroading is just here, as it always has been, but it's in a different market now, a different culture, I'd say, and I think it should adapt to that. Heck, even back in the 70s, some of the best known railroads in the hobby were freelance. So there, that's what I wanted to duplicate over. Save again. We're actually getting very close on this part, and then I'll get to do the stuff for the Oskaloosa class box cab. This is coming together way faster than I thought it would, I'll be honest, even though it's been like an hour. Yeah. Stuff goes significantly slower when you don't have any references. So this stuff, tragically, I will have to copy over. But to make it easier on me, I'm just going to make all the sketches visible. And then come over this side. Like there, there. Nice. Very nice. Beautiful. This document has not been saved in the last 20 minutes. Lies. Lies and slander. I'll have you know that I just saved it. I want to start doing these streams more often if I can make them vaguely entertaining. But that hasn't happened yet. Is that what I made the last one? 0.50? I can't remember. Let's find out. No. No, that's probably 30. 30. 30. I want to check that again. Yeah, called it. And then the fillets, what are they? 10? 10. Bop. Bop. Flawless. Honestly, this is looking really good. Look at that. Look at that. And I gotta do the big thing in the... This centerpiece I am quite dreading. Not gonna lie. Now this. Lovely. Yeah, I have no clue what is on the back end of this radiator set. So I'm just inverting it. Probably the best way to go about it. Can't think of any other way. I'm going to guess that's 10. This cut. I haven't actually done a cut like this before. Usually I extrude the panel out, but this is one of the few times that I cut it in. Neat. Alright, so I have it pretty aggressively squared now on both of these sides. I don't want to do all those rivets again, and I already have like 70 different planes on here. That doesn't matter. I've decided. Cleanliness be damned. I shall find these rivets and I will mirror them. Not there. Oh boy, what have I done? Plane 5? No. There. Come on. Yes. Yes. I'm a genius. I know everything. So now I can take all of this. And I can mirror it there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fine. Okay, cool. There we have it. That's everything except for the center done. Save. Okay. Normally I'd probably put a fillet on these corners, and I might do that in the near future here. First things first, now I want some... I'm going to look at this book again. See if there's any good views here. It looks like the best way to go about it is probably a lofted boss up here. So what I'll have to do is make the kind of shape in here, like just the standard circle, like this. And then there's supposed to be some kind of thing that a piece of pipe or something that transfers the round shape to the rectangular shape. That's something I can do. Putting details on that is going to be difficult because in SolidWorks you can only really start sketches on flat planes like these. If you wanted to start a plane over here, what you would have to do is define a new plane probably on this plane and then inset it further into these and then start from there and cut it out. If I want to do any bands around it or something like that, it's gonna be difficult, and I'm gonna do that still. Nothing's gonna stop me probably, but it's just not gonna be super fun. At least for me. So. But there's so many, the problem is there's so many different designs for this. Some of them, it looks like it goes up. I don't know how to describe it. Let me see if I can get a better picture and then describe it to you. Yeah, on some of them, it looks like on the larger ones, like the 600 horsepower units, it kind of goes. So it would be up here like that and then go down. And then on some, it looks like this is down further. And then these just kind of fit more on a flat plane towards the cylindrical part. Kinda. Yeah, on some of the earlier ones. So it looks like I have a lot of freedom here, in all honesty, to do this the way that I think would be correct. So I'm going to come back to this center sketch here. And I haven't decided whether or not this is too big or not. It's 8.5 millimeters. Honestly, that looks kind of correct here. Heck, even 9 would be correct. Probably. Honestly, maybe I'm thinking 9. Wow. And is that already defined to the point there? That, I don't know. I think it needs to come down a little bit further, but this cylinder is already defined to something else, so I'm just going to make a new one here. And then delete that one, yes. And then define this one, thinking from there, maybe 5.50. Sure. Sure. And then, how big does that need to be? Because I can't tell if there's like an actual blower in there, or if it's just this pipe that then sucks down to the engine. 5, 4, 2. Also, this is floating. Here, hang on. I'm gonna bring this down. 20. There. 3. No, 2. 2. Lovely. That's probably a good start. And then I'm probably going to cut out the base there, like this feature here, later on. I have no idea how accurate I'll get this because, like I said, there's not very many photographers that bothered to photograph the top. Or at least just didn't get that shot, or were not very tall, or naturally tall, I should say. Not very many people taller than a train, which is unfortunate. And the people who are probably don't have cameras. They're probably eldritch horrors living in the woods. Okay. Well, I'm going to do this similarly to how they have some of the designs, at least. I'm going to make a sketch on here that is just honestly the same profile as this circle here. I'm going to exit that. And then I'm going to get another one here and make a rectangular profile like so. And then we are going to do a lofted base like this. And I mean, that works. That seems to be how it looks on the pictures. Maybe I can clean that up, put the stuff on it, and then fix this so it's not just a cylinder, but it also goes down. And yeah, this is a good general shape to start out with. And I wonder if it'll let me mirror that without breaking. Yes, lovely. Look at how close we are to finishing this already. I'm going to try to clean up these sharp features here. This is a very weird shape, but you know, that's what they look like, so okay. Uh-oh. Hang on. 1 millimeter, please. Oh. Ew. Oh, gosh. It's fine. It just looks like that because SolidWorks doesn't like shit. What the heck? Well, wait a minute. Where did... Oh. Okay, we're not doing that. It's not liking it. That's fine. I wonder if... Well, no, because... Huh. I mean... Maybe these are too wide? That's not something I really want to fix, not gonna lie. On some of them it looks correct. Listen to me here. Trying to justify it. Shame on you, Aaron. Go back up here, find the sketch. Started it all. I wonder if I can adjust that without breaking everything. You want to find out? I do. Here, I'm going to actually go into the sketch here. Sketch. Oh, geez. Okay. Oh, geez. Oh, no. This is going to break everything. Are you ready? Did I save it? I thought I did. It's fine. Bring it back a millimeter. That. And then we click. Yeah. Really, huh? Okay. Oh boy. Oh, yes, sir. I can fix this. I'm not going to do that now. Never happened. We'll just... what will we do here? Need this mirror. Wait, what will we do? We're kind of... Oh, well, because there's a few ways I can go about this now. We can cut these out, post, you know, and then, okay, here's what I'm going to do. This is dumb, but if I were to say 1.60, heck, even 2 millimeters, that's probably more accurate even. Nothing will go wrong. like that. See how cool I am about getting things correct and not being wrong about anything. And then over here, this will be 1 millimeter and 15. Or did I say 2? I was greedy. I went 2. What did I do? 1.75. 1. No, hang on. I mean, whew. Sneeze. 1.50. Ah, I have no idea why that worked. Okay. So there we go. Right? And on the other side too. Yes, because they are dependent on these sketches up here. I made that happen. And now what we're gonna do... Oh jeez. Ugh. This is really starting to get angry at me. I have another file that I'm working on. It's a building and it's slowing down on me too. I don't need another file that's gonna break on me here. Beautiful. And then what is this again? 15. From there to there, make it 15. Also, I can mirror this sketch over here and do the other one also. This is probably going to look way better. And this is also a very cheaty, cheap way. Remember how I was talking about how I don't really take into consider general CAD design practices when doing model train stuff. This is why, because then I can just lob it off and it's not like it's going to break anything. It's not like some, you know, area where another component interfaces. It's just a piece of plastic that you know, it's decorative. So it doesn't matter to me as much, but where is, okay, so this sketch doesn't need to exist anymore. That can go. We already have this. Now, we already have that, so we can do, we got some wiggle room now. It should probably look better. There. Yeah, sure. There to there. Okay. And now I can do another loft. There and there. Perfect. That looks way better. Way better. Look at that. It doesn't look forced at all. It doesn't look scrunched up. That is just better. So now I can take that loft, mirror that loft over here. There it is. That looks so much better than when I had the this all the way over there. So I'm going to start hiding some of these sketches now because quite frankly they don't need to be seen anymore. Lovely. I can cut this out too later on, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I got some details I need to put on the centerpiece here. I'm going to save this also because we've gotten far. Oh, I'm happy right now. I'm quite happy. Let me try to find some good photos here of what I'm looking for. Looks like they're coils on some of them, but on others they look shrouded, so. And then you can't, problem is it's in the center too, so it's really difficult to see. It kind of hurts your eyes to look at, not gonna lie. Okay, I see. I see. I figured it out. Yet another plane. You moron. Parallel with this. Okay. Perpendicular. No, it's just very angry in general. Here, it doesn't need to be like that. Plane. I wish I could do it up to, but it's not going to let me. I'll just put 2. Right there. Bam. Hide this plane. This arc. Not going to show me that arc. Right there. Shoot. Right there. Sometimes you have to work around your software, and that's, you know, annoying. But I don't have to work around SolidWorks that much. If there is a software that I have to work around, okay, first of all, I hate Tinkercad so much. I don't understand how people use it. And FreeCAD. FreeCAD is atrocious. Those are 2 types of software where you are fighting against them more often than you are working with them. Imagine if you had a buzzsaw, right? That was a piece of junk and just repeatedly motor stalled. It just straight up does not work, and that is how I feel about certain softwares. And admittedly, some people, there's a lot of people actually, can use these softwares just fine. I can't. And that is the fate of a lot of people who do CAD design. They learn on a certain software, whether it be Autodesk, SolidWorks. Honestly, once you get into good parametric softwares, they're all kind of the same. So it's not that bad, but for some, it's just, I cannot operate with these. So, but luckily I have my SolidWorks, and that's all that matters. Oh geez, okay. That's not circular. That is... I have to adjust to that. Edit sketch, I guess. Maybe right there. Want to say. Make it as square as you can. I just want to see what this looks like. And it's gonna break. That's fine. Shush. It's confused now. Okay, I gotta fix that. I thought we could just tell it specifically what... There. Shush. Stop it. This is a lot of work. I think that's better. Yes! Perfect. Where's that right plane? Mirror that on the right plane. It's looking good. This is where we get into the it's actually coming together now kind of bit. $10. $7.10. No, 7,000. Oh, jeez. What am I doing? What am I actually doing? Yeah, that's right. Cool. There. Give me a center square, which is going to be completely ruined by all the features in the way. Thank you. Very cool. Like that. And now I can there. Make a flange on this side. 0.20. Yeah. I'm gonna do, no, 20 is fine. Beautiful. Lovely. Terrible. Awful. Horrible. Gotta fix that. I'm gonna delete these because that defines the whole thing to be square, and I don't want that. I want it to be pretty close to square, but there. I don't want anything on the bottom, and that has fixed that. Get this plane out of the way. How about that? It's a good flange for that. Why do I have this mirror already? I know better than that. Do everything on this side first and then go do the other stuff. I don't know if I should put a panel on here or not. My brain says yes, more detail, more gooder, but on the same side, this is probably in real life just wood plate. Tell you what I will do though, just for something, I will make a very, very slight thing. So it looks like there was a frame and then a panel like riveted on. Delete that. I might do more of these in the future. We'll see. 0.1. 0.2. Oh. 2. 0.2. Change this to 2. 2 looks better. that looks like actual good. 2. Next time I do this, I'm going to put like copyright-free music on or something in the background. Yeah. Glorious. That looks so much better. Yeah. I have no idea if this helps at all. But I'm going to do it anyway, because I think it looks nice. Yeah. Wait, I want that back. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, wait, we're not done yet. No. Nice. Save to prevent any crashes. And then all this. And that. I'm going to mirror. Oh, not there. On the right plane. And nothing will break. Cool, thank you. Last thing before I call this good for now. I'm probably going to put like a plate over it or something on there at some point, but I want to work on the next section of this. Yeah, I'm going to cut this out now. Decently so. It's not going to be the greatest. I just want to... Or, well, hang on. No, I'm going to cut it out. Can't decide. Okay, so that means... Actually, why don't I just cut it out like this? This is unorthodox. But if I go like that, and just copy this surface all the way down, I can get something, but I almost don't want to because I have this decently accurate pattern to place to mount this to the locomotive. Honestly, another good reason why I'm doing this in such a bad way then, because that way if I don't like it I can just delete this single feature. I'm going to do that to prevent any zero thickness geometry. I could have done it over the top and then cut up, but because of that arc, this very crude thing that I'm about to do is probably going to be better. Yeah, calculated. Admittedly, I probably could have also just not had that feature when making the first shape of it, but that then it might have given me some funkiness when trying to extrude two separate features. Might not have been happy about that. Just quickly clean everything up here before I get to go to the Oskaloosa roof to do what I want to do over there. And then I'm gonna go with that for now. Where are the fillets? I put those in. Did I not hit the check mark? I guess I didn't. Cool. No, I did over there. I just didn't do them over here. Yeah, okay. Fixed. Alright, so I guess that'll work for now. There is a chance that I might do more on this later, but I am very happy with that in all honesty, for now at least. Ingersoll Rand Radiator 2, this will probably be released once I do any slight changes I want to it. It needs to be good enough to be released, and I can show you a lot of I have a lot of models that I have not released because they aren't done or weren't good enough and I want to revisit. And I got into this, like, yeah, it's a problem. At some point I will get most of that out and, you know, properly released and all that. That's done. So now, back to what I wanted to do. I wanted to make another version of this roof. Once again, this is another one of the projects that I've been wanting to do. The Oskaloosa class is one of ALW's only heavy electric shell. So that way freelancers can have an option for a heavy electric locomotive designed for their roster without repainting something super obvious like a GG1 or a EP1, which, yeah, at that point you're repainting brass shells to your freelance, which is often either frowned upon by both, you know, by everybody, just because nobody wants to make a freelance out of a very rare thing. You know, there's not very many options where people wouldn't be able to look at your freelance heavy electric and be like, oh, that's a Milwaukee Road bipolar that you've repainted. No, so, but anyway, long story short, I want to be able to have two options for the Oskaloosa class, one of them being electric and the other one being oil electric, like early diesel, you know, back when you couldn't say diesel because it was unpopular. So you had to market it as oil electric. Hang on, I should be able to, what is this feature? What happens if I lob it off? A lot of stuff breaks. I don't want to do that. How about this? What are you? A lot of stuff will break. Sure. Oh, that wasn't so bad. How about you? Inconsequential. Okay. Does this cut extrude? Where does that start? Is it start in the center? Oh, that's weird. Why'd I do it like that? Okay. 8. Oh, I've done this in inches. Yeah, I used to design everything in inches, and now I don't. I found millimeters to be easier to work with on such a small scale. That used to not be the point, but I mean, that used to not be the case, but since then I've changed. 215 millimeters. Alright, so now I'm actually going to really need this Ingersoll Rand book. What for reference, even though this doesn't look anything like an Ingersoll Rand locomotive, they did make large mainline oil electrics as well as their, 500 horsepower 60 tonners, so. And I'll be honest, they are quite difficult to, oh jeez, don't. Okay, so on some of them, the power plant isn't square. Thanks, it's not in the center because reasons. At least on the New York prototype I'm looking at right now, I've got the Silver Lake Images Manufacturers Catalog Archives. These are really handy for designing stuff. And let me take a look. New York Central 1550, was it? Yeah, 1550. I wonder if there's more photos of it here. I'm gonna sneeze again, aren't I? I love having that mic mute button just in case. It's handy. Lungs feel weird now. New York Central 1550 oil electric. Any reference information? No. Why would there be? You're on your own. Oh boy. Oh golly. What if I told you there's no reference? Oh, there's still some stuff, but not very much. I love how we just don't care about history. I always thought that was really neat and cool and neat. So I have hardly any reference documentation for this, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to wing it based on what I've seen. So maybe 100 millimeters. That's probably fine. I'm gonna go 75 actually. There. It's fine. What is this extrusion? What's the problem? It was one of the last extrusions done. It is, I don't know. This is designed so long ago, and by so long ago I mean last year. Sketch contains dimensions. That might have been broken from like day one. This sketch still exists. I should not have to do much here. All I need to do is make this kind of give it a little bit. Well, if you put an exhaust stacks on and other power plant stuff. And again, this is not normally how I would design stuff. If I'm designing something that is mechanical, I do it in a completely different way from how I design stuff for trains. But when I'm doing train stuff, I just design like a complete buffoon in like a 3D modeling software as opposed to a actual CAD software. I have two different behaviors for CAD. And this one you're seeing is the one I'm not proud of. It's just woo, boop, boop. Lob this chunk off, add more to that. But also the stakes are very low, so it doesn't matter. It's not like it's not like I'm gonna come back and revise this in like, you know, to fit on a complicated mechanical part. So There. Lovely. Beautiful. And etc. By the way, these don't show up. It's when it's printed, it's perfectly flat. These are vertices that get a little angry because they are... I don't even know if that can be measured. Certainly doesn't show up, though, when they're printed. Honestly, I probably could have preserved the original shape and probably just made it smaller. Well, actually, let me look at that New York Central photo again. Oh. Okay, so there's a few ways I could do this. I could just do exactly what I did before, but I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to. I have a vision now. Now, if only I could just delete that. Come on here. Give it a little baby roof. How far does it come out? Maybe 0.5 millimeter? Sure. 0.5 millimeter on each side. And how far down? 0.5 millimeter. Everything's 0.5 millimeter here. No, it's gonna have to go down a whole millimeter. That does look quite bad, actually. 40. Hello? What are you doing? What did it do? 0.30. Oh, that's weird. What has happened? Oh, I'm just I'm changing the wrong dimension. I need to wake up. Cool. 0.75. Lovely. Want to go with that, and then no, I'm gonna do 1 millimeter. I gotta do 1 millimeter. That's gonna disintegrate if I don't do at least 1 millimeter. It's fine, don't worry about it. Yes. Fantastic. Now, is this center? No! Why would I make it center? That's idiot. Idiotic way to do it. Edit sketch plane. Put it there. Put it on the front plane. That way, I can just extrude it some arbitrary number that looks correct. And I can look at some reference models. There's hardly any pictures of this thing. Yeah. 41 looks right. I can fix this. It's fine. Is it though? I'm not sure if I like that, because what I'm supposed to do, what I'm trying to do is mimic New York Central's kind of top tumor thing. But I'm also limited by resin in general. It needs to look good though, and that doesn't look good, so I'm taking it apart. Take it apart. Just delete the whole sketch. I don't want to see it. Thinking. I don't know. Because normally I would just do it like I did on the... Here, I'm going to save this as a different thing so I don't mess up the old one. Then I... Oil! Oik, yeah. Oil electric, because that's what I'm doing here. This is going to be the oil electric roof. Yes. And I don't have very many photos of early oil electrics. Mainline oil electric locomotives. That doesn't help. What the heck is this? Modular mainline locomotive under development. That is a render on an ACE something or other. Cool. That doesn't help me. Mainline oil electric locomotives for reference. 1920s. Google's such a useless thing, I swear. Unless it's like everyone, it's perfectly fine. It's great. It's a useful tool for everybody who's normal. I'm not normal. That's not gonna help me. So I guess I will just boop-a-doop-a-doop. Maybe, what are we thinking? Is that a millimeter? .5. I don't like that. 1 millimeter it is. Oh yeah. This is what ALW is like. It's sitting here designing things oh so slowly. But surely, usually. 30. I'm just gonna clean this up and then go from there, I guess. I'm all... Gosh, you know what? I really don't like that. This whole idea of putting this ugly box when it should be inset. Here. We're gonna do this the correct way now. Enough messing around. If I can get a camera angle to work, please. It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't have taken... How long have I been staring at this particular part? It's 3. Less than 30 minutes, but still. Okay, okay. Now. What sketch? New sketch on this specific platform here, cut into the shell, or at least into the cab, and then offset this by, oh, maybe 20? No, that's not good enough. 50, half a millimeter? Sure, but probably 1 millimeter. Yeah, 1 millimeter is it. Beautiful. And then this goes up. Yes, all the way. Correct. Thank you. 2. No. $1.5 maybe. $0.20. I'm not sure how I should go about this. If I should maybe give it a huge exhaust flange like this, not specifically for the exhaust, but so then you can put stuff in there and it would look, no, that's terrible. That's terrible. Don't do that. I'll just, because I don't want to, you know, force the exhaust to be at a specific given place, but I also kind of do, in the sense of, you know, if you can do that with the pantographs, then why is it a big deal with the exhausts? I guess I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. First and foremost, though, details. And then I can figure it out from there. I know I have in here a MDC reproduction part that I've done. It's what's in the box cab kits. And I know, because I've seen it, it's in here. Show yourself. Okay, well, that ran away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save oil. Yeah, sure, whatever. Just rebuild it. And then I'm going to go, what for reference? Let's go to the box cab shells. M. There it is. Okay, I see. I want some reference stuff in here for... This is what I want to do. This is all I'm trying to do. And I don't know why I'm drawing such a blank. So, okay. Maybe 35. That looks right. Honestly, all these dimensions look right. 12, yeah. Sure, that looks great. I don't know why I always have such an issue with... Okay, first of all, there are too many open sketches and planes here. I can't concentrate on... What is this circle? You, out... Poof. Okay. The Oscalusas are, I will not lie, a very expensive kit to produce. It takes 24 hours to produce one of these. Yeah. I'd like to change that at some point, make them easier to produce. But they're just so darn big. There's a lot of, let's see here. Is that too many rivets? No. Oh, come on. Wake up. Wake up. I'm probably going to do another one of these at some point, and I'm hoping that one will be at least vaguely entertaining. In the meantime, we'll just keep putting in rivets. Beautiful. Mirror entities, abate. There. Perfection. And delete that one because it's angry. Gotta select all of these now. Oh boy. What are you doing? Go over there. Mirror entities. There. Excellent. And extrude those by... Oh, it's mad because these lines intersect some of them. There. Now I don't have to select them all. 0.30. That looks horrendous. Starting to work with a lot of vertices now because it's starting to chug. Good enough. Three, that's probably good. Mirror. I got a feeling these streams would be better with some more things to talk about. We need... yeah. Okay, this is starting to look better. Unfortunately, there's not much else I'm going to do with this roof. Actually, that's... well, shoot. Because the issue is that I didn't want this roof to be so drastically and aggressively different from the other one. But I'm looking at... this thing's flat. This was definitely done before I did the MK2 Baldwins. For sure. So... maybe I will do some modification to the roof itself. But after that, this is like 4 hours in. So I think we will be winding down after I finish this part of the roof. 0.50. I don't have a layout yet, but I mean, I used to have a layout and I don't anymore. I want to fix that at some point. And I'm not sure how I should do it, because I'm probably going to... I have thought about trying to 3D print the layout. Something that would be kind of like a shelf layout in sections like that. I have some really, really terrible PLA, white PLA, that I got for basically free because it was cracked and shattering into pieces. And I wonder, with a 0.8 nozzle or bigger, that I could probably, you know, if I'm babysitting that printer, maybe perhaps one could get their money's, well, what money's worth there is. Try to print something with this really terrible brittle PLA that's probably like chemically defective and not just wet. Something like you could put on screws like a painting. Little modules like that. Super light modules because they're made of thin plastic, but durable enough to hold up. I think that would be excellent, and I want to do that. This is looking better. I want to do some detailing on the actual roof itself. I'm kind of back. I'm waking up. Yes, it's 3 p.m. I'm waking up. Look at me go. Do I want to do a round thing first and then... No, it's got to be rectangular. $10 by 10. Of course it did that. Thank you for shimmying slightly to the left. Point there, there, and there. Excellent. Where's that? There we go. Front plane. That way I don't need to put in construction lines to mirror. I can just do that. Cool. Now I'm just going to cut some circles in there, maybe. Or, no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a slot. Hang on. I wonder if I can do something. So I'm going to modify this a bit. I want these to be... Can I do 15? Give it back. Will that fit? No. How about 14? That'll fit. Try 10 now. Cool. Make that 3. No, that's still too small. Alright, well, what we're going to do is not use the slot tool. We're just going to... something like that, right? Because I still want it to be... yeah. But that would look weird. Wouldn't it? Phew, broke. This is gonna be How's that gonna look? The sketch can go. Dang it! Wait, where does that come from? This sketch here. Is that... This is dependent on this sketch, I think. That's nice. Lovely. Cool. In the meantime, I'll just... I want to cut this out because this will be the exhaust, or one of the two exhaust ports, and I just want to see what that'll look like. That looks better. That looks better than what I had. Okay, so I'm just going to mirror all of this over here. Good. Hide that sketch now. Hide this. This is the most detailed part on the entire roof. Oil electric roof. And then you would put, you know, your exhaust stacks and what have you. But I'm still not happy with the lack of detail on the rest of the roof. Because now this looks phenomenal and everything else is just a flat plane. That will not do. Why are we in cam now? Let me bring up front plane again. I'm going to create some new reference geometry. $10mm, and I can go up like this to wherever I want. Do I have a roof? Yes, I do. Thank goodness for reference. I have a roof for one of the new Baldwin Westinghouses. These are phenomenal, says me. They just look really good, and I'm really happy about them. They are what I'm going to use to make some new geometry for this one. Right, so first off, in order to make this look good, this very ugly, awful, horrible thing, I've decided it is now. Gosh, later on I'm going to have to make a new version of the electric one. This is what happened with the old box cab and the old Baldwin Westinghouses. I just kept looking at them. Oh, and the Whitcomb too. I just kept looking at the first versions of the shells, and I was not impressed with my own performance. And that happens, you know, you improve over time, and then you're like, wow, that could be better. Especially once you start understanding the limits of your own machines and yourself. But even if it's not able to accurately make the same shape as you can in CAD, you can get pretty darn close, enough to kind of show some little hint of detail. So what I'm going to do here is make these. On the Baldwin Westinghouse kit, there are these little divides. So there's these big panels that go across the top, and then the corners here are their own little bits. And I don't remember where I got that. I think it was on an actual Baldwin. Not sure which one. Probably the Iowa Terminal 60, because that is a larger larger one of the Baldwin Westinghouses, larger prototype. Delete that. Don't know why I mirrored the other one, but I did. 40? I don't think it needs to be 40. We'll do 35. Mirror that on this side. Doing designs like this is always the hardest when you first start. Also, I completely forgot that I was on this plane. That's idiotic. I don't want to be on this plane. For what I'm doing now, I immediately switched from what I was going to do to what I'm doing now. These should be in the center. I'm gonna cut this out all the way. So what is that, 200? Not quite, 150. In both ways, just a clean cut all the way through. Yeah. Because these you don't see. Okay, now that's done. I'm gonna go back to this plane again and go like this. No, actually, this model is, at least this design, no, it's about the same. I was about to say, this should go faster than the Baldwin, but also the Baldwin was the first one where I tried to do something like this. So I didn't know what I was doing completely. Now I do. Yeah, I want to do some more stuff with my 80 tonners. I have 3 that I want to finish. Why did I make that an extrude? Or I should say 3 more. It's easy to get high on your own supply when doing these kits. It's fun. I want to do for the the Colfax, Des Moines, and Northern My Freelance. I would like to maybe have a small fleet of them. Maybe like 5 or 6 of them. Okay, so now I have this. And I'm going to make some decently large panels that go across these two. Let me separate them decently. Big pieces. Large sections. What are the sections on here? They are, on the Baldwin, they are only 10 millimeters apart. So here I'm doing 20. Like that. And then I'll take this pattern and I'll mirror it on the face that I've made invisible. So now I have to make it visible again. Hide that again. This over here. It's difficult to tell because of these things. But this is going to look so much better. Oh, I remember why it took so long. Oh, it's the rivets. I forgot. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, so if this was like hours ago. But I did mention that in SolidWorks, you can't design on planes like this because it's round. You can only do planes on our flat, and if you want to do something on a round surface, you have to make a plane on that surface and then pattern it in any way which you need. Oh boy, That's why it took so long. I remember now. So now I gotta make a rivet, one singular rivet, and do a pattern across this arc. Where is... No, I'm gonna have to make a new pattern actually. New plane, I mean. Right there. No. I'll just start on the front plane again. Only vaguely. 4, 4, 1. Or no. I can do this 40. Like that. There we go. Or how should I do that? I think the way I did it last time was... I'm gonna leave that plane. I did it by making a plane. Bop, bop. And then going up to... Oh no, okay. About there? That's pretty close. Okay. So start here, right, on there, and make one rivet. Just one. Let me find our center here. .50. This needs to be 0.50 in diameter. I think. Yeah, it's probably. Let me check. What did I do for... Maybe 30? Gosh. And then bring it in 0.40. And then another one on this side. Agony. Now I'll bring them into 30. Okay. So now that we have 2 rivets, we can extrude these up. I'm gonna go 30. Just make sure they are not floating. This is something, okay, so I don't normally put any detail in on rivets because it's already like 0.30 millimeters in diameter. If I put a fillet over that or try to make it look more like a rivet, when this thing prints, you're not gonna see it. And nobody has. At one point when I first started, my rivets were a bit big. But since then, I have made them the correct size. 0.30 is quite small. And I cannot remember what the diameter is of the rivets on the Whitcombs, the Mark II Whitcombs. But because they are so small, they do just look like little bumps, and they don't look like cylinders. But with all that said, sometime on the new fire list that I'm working on another fire list. I did do a chamfer and a fillet on them just to see what would happen. I need to print that still, but I am doing some rivet experiments, and I might just make a block with panels and rivets and stuff. What for testing it later on. But anyway, do I need to? Yeah, I need to. So now what I need to do is make a sketch on here. It is all it needs to be is a cut, or not a cut, sorry, but a arc that goes from here to maybe right here, and that's all that needs to be done. So now I'm going to select this feature here, and I'm going to go to curve driven pattern, I think. Yes. And there's a few things I need to do here. Equal spacing. 27. 24 looks good. Tangent to curve. And pow. Look at that. That looks good, right? Oh, this is actually looking really good already. I'm happy. Oh boy. How long have we been designing stuff today? Hours. You watched me clock in, and we're just going from there. Yes. Yes. So now we have all of this, and we're just gonna do that. Oh, this is going way easier than I thought it would. I'm not gonna do these. On the Baldwin, there's extra thin. It's like it's the same feature, but it goes halfway on this arc and then all the way on the rest of this arc, and it's a different arc. It changes, so it's very aggressive and complicated. And then to add insult to injury, there's like maybe 4 of them in between one of these panels here. I'm not doing that yet. If I'm going to do that, I'm not going to make you suffer through it, because it's just adding rivets on complicated shapes. And I'm going to be completely quiet and out of it the whole time. It's going to be tragic. But what we have so far is excellent. It was superior to the current Oskaloosa box cab roof. So I'm going to have to fix that promptly, probably off camera, because it's just going to be the same part over again, but with that box on top of it. I'm going to make a flange around this cut. I think that'll look nice. So what we're going to do, gosh, you can't really see it because all the rivets are in the way. Oh, funny how that works. First off, we got to actually get the corner there. And then here. All this is just designing a very big piece here. I'm actually going to delete that. I want this to be not center of that, but there. 0.20. Sure. Look at how small that's going to be. Oh my gosh. The stuff, the details I put on these things when I get really into designing, you get into a rhythm. and then you just keep going. And you start putting in smaller and smaller details, acknowledging that, yeah, that's probably not even going to be able to be producible on the machine. But it's certainly better than injection molding. You're not going to see this on injection molded shell. Yes, you probably will, actually. But I'm going to say that no, you wouldn't, even though it's probably true to make myself feel better. Hey, I'm doing well here. I can tell myself that this is going to be an excellent model. This is not futile, but it is up with in competition. I don't want to say, yeah, it is in competition with them. Kinda. It is an equal. We are at a I don't know. I don't know what we're at. I don't know where I am. Where am I? I forgot what this... Yeah, I hit the top corner. Perfect. Oh, I made a mistake. Wow. That never happens. Have I done something wrong? Probably. Mirror. And there's going to be a gap because I... What do you mean zero thickness geometry? Oh, that's so dumb. Where's the problem? Why is it fine over here but not over there, huh? But it's this. Sometimes zero thickness geometry can come up from this arc. So I will go like this and make this big ugly tumor like that. That just kind of buries itself into the geometry that's already there. And then it'll merge instead, and then it'll be, oh, okay, you want to just merge that, sure. So now what we do is we take that and we mirror it again on the front plane, and it won't have the same problem anymore. Where is the zero thickness geometry? I don't know. It's just an arc. What are we doing? It's because of that. It's because of that. It's angry at this. Wait a minute. Is that... Okay, cool. Point 50. Cool. So now I'm going to try to mirror that again. This time it will work. This time it will work. There we go. Lovely. And now I can also mirror that. I also need to mirror that on the right plane. This one. Mirror. Right plane. Perfect. Cool. Yeah, so now you have this kind of flange around where the diesel stuff is. And I also should put rivets on there. But as far as I'm concerned, that looks good. You think? Yeah, I think that looks good. I'm liking that. I want to maybe do some more rivets around the exhausts. Should I put flanges on there? They're not, you're not... I'll think about that later. These features here, of course, aren't going to be seen. Those are very, very in. and those are actually just parts of the frame, or the anti-warping stuff that you have to put in, otherwise it'll turn into a little ball. I'm gonna go ahead and put the details in on this plate here for the exhausts. But again, the whole idea of this is that now the Oskaloosa class box cab electric can be not just an electric, but it can also be an early oil electric for people who want to model early large mainline diesels, which you can't say diesel because that's a German word and that's unpopular after World War I. So 0.50. It's quite a big rivet actually. Whatever, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. No, it's not fine. Or is it? It's fine. Entities to pattern. This guy. And I'm just going to give it what I normally do, 0.50. That'd be fine? No. How about 80? I'm just going to give it a whole millimeter because, quite frankly, there doesn't need to be that many rivets. I love SolidWorks. It's my favorite software. Not gonna lie, I didn't think this would be as easy as it is. I'm gonna delete some of these. No. Oh, wait on that. I think I want to fix this. That's too many rivets for what is such a simple plate of metal. Metal. So I don't know how I'm going to print at least one of these first, which, by the way, these take like 40 hours, not 40 hours, 48 hours to print both a locomotive and a roof if you did each one, you know, individually. Usually when I produce these, I do a batch of 2 to 3 Oskaloosa shells, and then I'll do a second batch of roofs. Because these things take so long to produce. It's absurd. Why am I making another one of these? I already have one for patterning. Oh, I know I can't use a circle for a line in a pattern. I know. What did I do for length of those rivets? 1.5. Bop. Close enough. And then I can recenter you with this. 1.50. And that moves that back and it's square now. Take these guys. Mirror on right plane. Beautiful. Take all of this. Except for that line. That line doesn't need to be there. Mirror. About there. Cool. Now these, because they are bigger rivets, they are bigger than 0.30 millimeters. I am going to try to do something about them to make them look a little bit nicer. First of all, they don't need to be that tall, gosh. I will make these 35. Actually, no. Well, those will be fine. Smaller than a millimeter. I think that's all I really want to do with this guy. Possibly. Maybe if I were to, I don't know, I could put more rivets around here and all that, but I'm not sure if I'm going to. We could, what else could we do? This is important. Okay, so first of all, I can't think with all my planes in the way. This is perfect. This is fine. This is great. So now, if you want to have a, if you wanted an Oskaloosa class, oil electric. Got to make sure it's the oil electric one and not the electric that I'm accidentally overriding. So now, if you wanted to model some big, heavy oil electric, you could get an Oskaloosa class. Make sure you get the oil electric roof option. And there you go. Then you have this giant, like, early electric. It's perfect. It's excellent. So I'm going to try to export this. Problem, okay, so this is something that bothers me about SLA resin printing, is that I still have to save this as an STL. I can't save it as a 3DMF file. So what we're about to watch is my computer catch on fire, and I hope that the stream survives. It might not actually be that bad, now that I think about it, but this comes from this particular file comes from an era where I just took that STL quality slider and just went BAM all the way across. Preparing data. Prepare that data, please. This is going to take 20 years. I've misplaced my telephone. Not my telephone. There it is. So now this is the part where my computer explodes. Hang on, I want to... Oh. Oh boy. Oh, sweet triangles. Okay, I want to see what how big this file is. Oil electric roof. Okay. Triangles just aren't happy very often. Okay, well, there's that. What else was I going to do today? Honestly, no, I'm not gonna do the electric one of these, because that would just be watching the exact same thing, with slightly different shape in the center. I think that might be all I have to offer today. That was all I had planned. I could show you some other stuff that I'm working on really quick before we call it. There's a courthouse job. That's right. So Mark II 78 tonner. I think I talked about the idea of the ALW, like, kind of generic shells like these. The whole idea is that if you wanted an electric for your freelance, you don't have very many options for, you know, like if you wanted an electric for big mountain, you know, operations, climbing inclines with, you know, heavy electrics, you would have, your only option would be to repaint locomotives that were designed for specific railroads. So you would be, have to repaint like an EF1 or something, or a GG1, and everyone like, oh yeah, that's a GG1 that you repainted for your freelance. That's pretty cringe. So ALW's option is the Oskaloosa class, the one that we were just working on. It's an electric locomotive, heavy electric, but it's since, early oil electrics looked pretty much identical. It just made that rough. But, that's your option. And then you can build that into a locomotive, a whole specific style of locomotive for your roster. So you can make a bunch of them that are identical. And then it's like, oh yeah, that's very unique. Looks like an ALW Oskaloosa, fitted out specifically for your railroad. Nice. And same thing with the 78 tonners. They're kind of the road switcher version of that interurban motor. Interurban or just, electric railroad motor. These are heavier duty than the 28 tonners for sure. I'd say, heavy duty interurban or just standard road switcher for electric. But anyway, this new version of it, I'm going to make this panel in the front here removable. So that way you can put some MU cables between a bunch of them. And that way you can just have like a locomotive in quote, according to Digitrax or whatever your decoder that it says. This is one locomotive, but it's, basically I just want to do MU stuff, make it look MU, give you some plastic permanent couplers, drawbars, goodness, to connect them, what have you. That'll be cool. I also have one of these that's supposed to be for automation, and I haven't finished that one yet. I don't think I've even talked about it. Yeah, it's not here, but I also am this is the second fireless batches that I'm doing. I have a few of them. So I have one that's an actual Heisler fireless, because Heisler did make firelesses. They're just not as well known because everyone thinks of the V-twin geared locomotives that they made. They are just called Heisler geared locomotives, but it's not like that's the company that made them, of course. But they also did industrial locomotives in general, and they did do firelesses. And the firelesses that they did, I would say they had, some of them were higher tonnage, larger locomotives than HK Porter. Some of them were not. But they did have some with bigger driver options, which is why I'm using those for the new fireless, because I can't get, there's no new porters, so I have to deal with the train set USRA 060s, and those have much bigger drivers than I would like. They are way too big for a Porter or Davenport fireless. At least I think so. So I wanted to find something that would be bigger, and the Heislers are that option. With that being said, though, when it comes to designing the initial shell for these releases, I've I've recently begun designing a freelance version first, so I can get all the small stuff figured out, like coupler placement, how the shell is going to fit on the body. Worry about detail last, but still give me some kind of visual, and it looks cool, and I can have the ALW fireless. So that's what this is. This is the ALW fireless for figuring out these little technicalities and stuff, what have you. This one I still need to print. I have a lot of other stuff in line that I need to make. But, yeah, so this is what I'm going to be working on in the near future. Hopefully you will see this before 2025. This is, again, one of the reasons why I didn't go to the St. Louis RPM this year, is because I got so many new products that I want to finish that I haven't really been able to put time into. Now I have the time, which is excellent, But yeah, so this is one of them. I think I have, excuse me, I think I have the Heisler Fireless. Yeah, 75-ton Heisler Fireless. This is what it looks like right now. This is the earlier one. This is earlier before the ALW version. I think it looks pretty nice, but still working on that one. Honestly, I think the ALW Fireless is the current one of that. I did some drawbars recently for some, let's see. Oh yeah, the McGuire Cummings. This one is a standard, well, not standard. This isn't standard at all. What am I talking about? This is specifically a Des Moines and Central Iowa home build. I don't know why I named it McGuire Cummings. I think that was because I thought that Iowa Central, I think it's Iowa Central? Iowa Transfer, one of their locomotives was a McGuire Cummings. But I think I've only decided that based on the trucks, so yeah. So yeah, there's a few things that I'm working on here and there. You'll probably be seeing the oil electric roof. This one that we just finished, printed and shown on Facebook, and hopefully on the website, along with the Ingersoll Rand second radiator. Okay, so now that we've gotten this radiator done, you will probably, I'm going to finish another radiator. There's 3 different designs of radiator that they used on the box cabs. This is the second one, and then there's a third one, which is a bit more angular. I wonder if I have a photo of that. There's the one here's the photo I used for reference for this one. One of the photos I used. Now let me see if I have, put this over here for now, a photo of the second one I want to make. Is this it? No. But that would have been handy while designing this one. Come on. I guess I don't have the file. I ate it. But anyway, there's a third design that I want to do. And now I think that'll be cool. Hopefully after I finish that third one, I'll be able to put these radiators in a bag, like another one of the detail mega packs. I'm starting to think, I'm starting to not stop selling, but I'm going to start selling most of my detail parts because I make so many detail parts. Instead of them being individuals or in packs of, however many, I'm going to sell packs of just various details. So there'll be a pack that just has radiators. There'll be a pack that maybe has, probably not going to do anything specifically with packs of the controls, interurban controls, because I have the mega packs for detail parts for those. Second mega pack, I have no idea what the second one is going to be. Maybe it might be diesel or oil electric parts, early oil electric stuff, and not just radiators. I don't know. But I'm hoping that I can put together stuff like this, little packs of detail parts that you can get in, bundles and stuff like that. So that way, if you're doing freelancing, you can kind of get more than what you need at a time, but then when you're at the bench wanting to come up with stuff to design, locomotives to build, you have big, like a kind of, I don't know, some backlog of a bunch of detail parts that you could use. And of course, most people already have that, but I want to make it easier, more accessible, because I think freelancing is the future of the hobby. I mean, heck, some of the most popular railroads in general in the hobby were freelance. So, I want to encourage that some more. I think it's cool. I think it's the way the entire hobby should go. Of course, that doesn't mean that, prototype modeling is going to be gone, but with, so many other kit building hobbies leaning into creativity, and with honestly a lot of Gen Z not living near railroad tracks, I think it gives people an opportunity to be more, creative, do, you know, more storytelling. Nothing wrong with prototype model railroading, but I'm seeing a lot of people my age not necessarily model modern day as much as they're modeling 1800s, 1950s, 40s, 70s, weird eras that they have no connection to. Logging. I've done logging. I started out doing logging. Not started out, but my first main layouts were logging railroads, even though I'm in Iowa. It doesn't necessarily matter where you're, located as much as it's just what you think looks cool. And so I'm hoping that with some more of these detail part releases, more of these shell kits, we'll be seeing stuff like the Gory and Defeated again, where there's articles, videos, just more into the story of the certain railroad and whatever. Freelance, cool. Anyway, that's all I really have today, I think. Just this and the other one. I might do this again, try to find a way to make it more entertaining, because it was just me putting rivets on boxes for 3 hours. So, well, I'm going to keep doing this again. At some day I'll maybe do another one of these, but it was nice to get back to trying to record some videos. Hopefully I can do some more physical ones as well in the future. Better lighting, what have you. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Hopefully